The complaint of Cardinal Ambo David, how come the entire budget of the country mostly passing through pork barrel in order to reach the beneficiaries? Instead of giving all the money direct to PhilHealth, direct to the government hospitals, so every PhilHealth beneficiary, whenever we get sick or relatives get sick, we just go to the hospital or PhilHealth,
Claim lang.
demand,
Exactly.
claim and demand our right. But what the politicians are doing, they are segregating all these mega billions of pesos into fancy names that are really pork barrel. So you and I, all of us, have to go to our favorite mayor, to our favorite senator
Para
or
matandaan mo.
congressman, ask for letters of guarantee, letters of request. Then they will designate amounts for you and in what hospital. So it's like begging. All the citizens of the Philippines will become beggars.
So, in the past few weeks,
Yes.
ABM also asked to prioritize 4 bills,
Yes.
which I think could be a green flag, but hopefully, let's see kung maging totoo to. He mentioned the anti-dynasty bill.
That is very funny.
Kasi puro dynasties daw ang nanggagaling ang Coracote.
I'll tell you.
Is that true?
In a way, true. I love history. Do you know the Philippines? In the 1890s, when we had our first Philippine Revolution noon, under Emilio Aguinaldo,
Yeah.
look at the Malolos Congress. The Malolos Congress, all the elite people representing different provinces and cities in the Philippines. Look at the who's who list of names and look at the Congress in the 1940s, 1950s. And now look at the list of the Congress people and senators in the Philippines today. You would laugh. Many of the names are repeatedly the same.
So this is a good start, right? Having an anti-dynasty bill.
But I doubt it will work.
Bakit?
I'll tell you why. Because who will be the one to approve and debate and write the anti-dynasty bill? Who will be the one to write? I ask you.
Yeah.
Who are the ones who will write it? Who are the ones who can and will approve it?
Most likely senators and the Congress, right?
And they are all dominated by political
Sila.
dynasties. So it's very weird. It's like asking the mafia to create an anti-mafia law. So I don't know how it will happen. Number one. Number two, I am very curious how they will dilute it to create many loopholes. I'll tell you a story. Do you know ba, Lance, that in the Philippines, we have a very weird situation where the laws applying to men and women are totally unequal? Are you curious where unequal?
Go ahead.
In the Philippines, laws, not modern laws, decades ago up to now still applicable. If you want to convict a man for philandering, for adultery, and the laws to convict a woman for adultery, you would laugh. You would laugh. I'll tell you why. It is more difficult to get evidence to convict and arrest and punish a man for adultery. The circumstances, the requirements, and the details are more difficult than the situation of woman. Two different sets of rules. Do you know why? I have a theory. Because Philippine Congress since 1907, the first Philippine Assembly, the first legislature of the Philippines, dominated by oligarchs and political dynasties and landlords and, corrupt politicians. Many are corrupt. Most, if not all of them, were men. So when they were doing this adultery law, they made sure, pag lalaki, mahirap i-convict, mahirap i-produce yung evidence. Pag babae, ganyan lang, kulong ka na, patay ka na, wala na yung marriage mo. Pero pag lalaki, mahirap. Let's make it difficult. Because many of the corrupt politicians are not only dishonest to the country, they are not only lying to the country and stealing from the money of the country, our taxpayers' money, they are also congenital. Many, not all, many are congenital liars to their wives also. So if they are convicted of somebody, if the wife will try to convict them, they will make it difficult. I'm not kidding. That is another topic for an entire podcast. I know that because I studied BS Legal Management at Ateneo de Manila University. That aspect I did not study, but I like to read a lot of laws. Weird. That is one law in the Philippines legislated by corrupt politicians that should be changed. And I cite that as an example, Lance. Do you know why I cite that as an example? That will happen in the anti-dynasty bill. The so-called anti-dynasty bill. I don't want to... Who is the one proposing this? Who are the one writing that? Are they not all products of political dynasties?
Okay.
Will they commit political suicide? So I am very skeptical. In fairness to President Bongbong Marcos, I congratulate him and hopeful. At least he mentioned it.
Yeah.
At least he said he is pushing it. But I doubt it will succeed. And I believe it will be diluted.
Hopefully, it's not just empty promises dahil medyo cornered na siya ngayon. He's in a bad spot, gray spot, right?
Yes.
Konting years na lang to his presidency.
And
Hopefully,
he
these
has,
aren't just...
yes, and his political capital has been
Exactly.
depleted.
Exactly. Okay, but Wilson, one of the
Yes.
bills that he also prioritized,
Yes.
Independent People's Commission Act.
Ah,
Nakita mo yun? Is it that attuned to what you were saying earlier?
I hope, alam mo, these politicians, sorry, if we're angry, we should all become politicians and replace them. Alam mo, these congressmen and senators, they do not have to waste taxpayers' money that we pay. We pay taxes,
Okay.
They waste all the aircon in the Congress, all the lunches and dinners and long meetings that they waste. They don't even have to debate. You know what they have to do lang? They just copy and paste Singapore and Hong Kong. Why do they have to create new ideas? Why do they have to reinvent the wheel? They just copy and paste. Change a little bit, adapt to Philippine conditions. Please look at the anti-corruption agencies of Singapore and Hong Kong and change a little bit. That is good news for the Philippines. Finally, there is something like that. Another thing I hope, sorry to interrupt you, another thing I hope they will push is freedom of FOI bill, Freedom of Information bill.
Transparency.
Yes, you know, there were four NGO leaders who recently spoke at Kamuning Bakery Cafe. I admire them. The Right to Know Now coalition, there is a PEDSAN coalition, there's a medical professionals coalition, and
the
there's the budget coalition. 4 people came here: Maluma Nahas, Dr. Tony Dance, Mr. Tom Solomon, Tim Solomon, and another guy, AJ Mosteras pa, or that? But 4 of them, they're very good.
Montesa. AJ Montesa.
AJ
There you go.
Montesa, these 4 people, I admire them. They are guardians of the horrible, corrupt budget system of the Philippines. They recently spoke at Kamuning Bakery Cafe in a press conference. Please go to Wilson Lee Flores YouTube for the entire session of their proposal and their complaints about the current bicameral budget meetings.
Okay. You know,
Yes.
speaking of that bicameral conference, right? I want to talk about it. Wilson, was
Yes.
it a green flag? Yung bicameral conference, in fairness, nag-stream live for the first time in history.
You're very good.
Is that
You're very good.
something? Is that something?
I want to first of all congratulate the hardworking and sincere Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Also, alumni of our high school,
Yep.
in Grace Christian High School and College, and now also customer of Kamuning Bakery Cafe. Sherwin Gatchalian, in fairness to him, congratulations and thank you. He allowed live streaming of the despicable and controversial so-called bicameral budget meetings in the past. In the past, it was a small group, secret meeting, hocus pocus, magic before. But in fairness to Sherwin Gatchalian, the senator, thank you very much. And these 4 NGO leaders, si Malu Mangahas, AJ Montesa, Dr. Tony Dance, and Mr. Tim Solomon, they all congratulated Senator Sherwin Gatchalian for opening the BICAM meeting to live streaming. And not only that, number 2, they also thanked Sherwin Gatchalian for inviting them, the civil society groups, the NGOs, to attend and participate to some meetings.
That's a good start.
But they are not satisfied. It should be totally, completely open. There are some meetings that are not open to the public.
Yeah.
And I want to congratulate another legislator, the only minority representative in the BICAM. Guess who? The only minority representative in the bicameral. BICAM meaning senator and Congress people meeting to finalize the national budget in the trillions of pesos.
Yeah.
This minority person is very courageous and always very vocal and questioning. I feel very happy whenever she is in government because she is a true fiscalizer. She really speaks her mind. She criticizes openly public. Senator Amy Marcos.
Oh.
Risa Ontiveros is already part of the Marcos administration. Majority Black.
Correct.
Risa Ontiveros, Kiko Pangilinan, and Bam Aquino are already part of the admin majority. The minority, in fairness, the other minority legislators are not attending, I noticed, but only Senator Amy Marcos, very ironically, the ate or elder sister of President Bongbong Marcos, now a major opposition leader. Thank you for being a fiscalizer. Whether you like her or not, you have to thank her for being a guardian of our controversial budget process.
Okay. Wilson, 2026 Philippine national budget, you talked about it.
Yes.
6 trillion, I think to be exact.
7 trillion pesos. Horrible.
My question to you, right? My question to you, for the everyday Filipino, kunwari, customer,
yes.
How do I not become so desensitized that this feels so far off from me?
Tama.
Trillions to Wilson, but how does this matter to me?
Very good what you asked. I'll tell you, what you just mentioned reminded me of another good person I want to congratulate. Aside from Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, aside from Senator Amy Marcos, and other anti-corruption people like them. I want to special congratulation one person in relation to your question, Cardinal Ambo David. Cardinal Ambo David, please look at his Facebook post. He is questioning how come this entire budget process now is so pork barrel oriented. I know we in the Philippines, you and I, we love to eat
liempo,
pork lechon, liempo, patatim, anything pork, we love baboy. Pero wag naman babuyin. Do not mess up the entire budget of the country. The complaint of Cardinal Ambo David is my answer to your question. The ordinary people, what effect, even middle class people, even micro, small, and medium business people, what is the relevance of that budget to my life and to my future, to the professionals who are graduates of college? The complaint of Cardinal Ambo David, which all of us in the Philippines should repeat and tell everyone and raise that issue. How come the entire budget of the country mostly passing through pork barrel in order to reach the beneficiaries? For example, the medical PhilHealth funds and the medical... Yes, instead of giving all the money direct to PhilHealth, direct to the government hospitals, so every PhilHealth beneficiary, you and I, paying every month, whenever we get sick or relatives get sick, we just go to the hospital or PhilHealth, demand, claim and demand our right. But what the politicians are doing, they are segregating all these mega billions of pesos into fancy names that are really pork barrel. So you and I, all of us, have to go to our favorite mayor, to our favorite senator
Para
or
matandaan mo.
congressman, ask for letters of guarantee, letters of request, then they will designate amounts for you and in what hospital. So it's like begging. So all the taxpayers in the country, even the non-taxpayers, all the citizens of the Philippines will become beggars. We are encouraging a culture of mendicancy. This is very pernicious, very immoral, and very tragic. It continues and encourages a culture of mendicancy and feudalism.
Yeah.
What do I mean? Patronage politics. So it will empower all these little datos, all these little datos and sultans all over the country, all the congressmen, all the senators, or the cabinet ministers. They are powerful, so everyone will go to them and they will
Yeah.
dispense with favors.
Parang
Horrible.
parang utang mo pa sa kanila, no?
Yes.
Right. Right.
And you will beg, and you will go to their office in the morning. You go to their house and ask for alms.
In fact,
Manlilimos ka.
yeah,
But it is our right, eh.
exactly.
And not only that, these are not only taxpayers' money they are stealing. Alam mo what infuriates me, what angers me, the money that these politicians are stealing are not only taxpayers' money. Guess what is worse than taxpayers' money that they are stealing? Guess
More than
why
taxpayers.
I'm more angry than normal. Guess why?
Pera rin ba to?
Pero din. Pero not taxpayers' money. Guess. Anyone?
Yung mga inuutang
No,
natin?
Yes. Bullseye. You get a free pandesuelo from Kamuning Bakery. This is the giant pandesal. I'll tell you why. Alam mo, these corrupt politicians, they steal taxpayers' money. That's already very bad. Horrible.
Yeah.
That makes the country poorer and poorer. Pero what's worse is every year, the government lacks money. Not efficient, not collecting enough money. Instead of collecting taxes, they allow many business people not to pay taxes. They allow many importers not to pay import duties. So many leakages. So every year there's not enough budget.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens? Every year the country has to keep on borrowing money abroad.
Pero binubulsa.
So what's worse? Taxpayers' money not enough. They even steal borrowed funds.
Currently, 16 trillion na daw ang national debt natin. Which
Yes. Can you imagine? 16 trillion divided by 109 million people. One more thing I want to tell you as an example. We have very notorious inefficient government since Spanish colonial era.
Yeah.
Since Spanish colonial era, every year the budget is always messed up. Always not enough. I'll ask you a question. Do you know what is the most famous structure or building in the Philippines in the Spanish colonial era? Guess. In the Spanish colonial era, imagine, hundreds of years ago, before Rizal time, what was the most famous or prestigious government property or building? Guess. Just give me a guess.
It's not Malacanang.
Yes, you're very good.
It is Malacanang.
You get another. You get
Nakakarami na ako.
you
Nakakarami
get
na ako
2
today.
packs. You now to get 2 packs of pandeselo. You're very good at guessing. You're super smart.
And why is that? Why is that?
I'll tell you a story. Google it. It's true. My secretaries and my assistant in the office are asking me, Sir, when were you born? How come you have all these stories? Sabi ko, I'm 1,000 years old. Just joking. I'll tell you, not many people know that the Spanish government has always been very corrupt. Sorry na lang to the Spanish colonial government. They were notoriously corrupt.
Yeah.
They actually started the corruption tradition of the Philippines that is very horrible.
Yeah.
So, they always lack budget. But suddenly, they want to buy Malacanang. Malacanang used to be the Spanish family of Rocha family, that used to be their rest house. That used to be their summer house. Because before, Manila was only Intramuros. The Intramuros area was Manila. Outside Manila, that is the suburbs. You know what is Nubali now? Nubali, Alabang is far away from downtown. You imagine, San Miguel, Binondo, Malate, all these places are outside of the city. So, in summertime, the Spanish people want to relax beside the Pasig River. Beside the Pasig River in San Miguel district, there is an old house there, nice old house, owned by the Rocha family. The Spanish government wants to buy it, but as usual, inefficiency, stealing, corruption, so no budget. So do you know what is the solution? Another guess. Another guess where they immediately thought of an instant solution to get the money to buy Malacanang. Please paki-ready paki-ready 2 pack of pandesal.
Okay. Okay.
Pahingin ng 2 pack ng pandesal.
Mm.
Guess.
I think
What is the instant solution of the Spanish colonizers, the corrupt officials?
I remember you told me that they also they impose taxes on the Chinese businessman.
Very good. You are very good
natanda ko
memory.
sinabi mo. Natanda
Very
ko
good
sinabi mo.
memory.
Yes.
They immediately thought of, as usual, in the Philippines, the solution is always go to the Chinese minority, tax them. That was the equivalent in Europe. Thank you. Thank you very much.
May pagganto pa
Thank
kami.
you.
Okay.
You already answered 3 good answers, so you get 1 pandesuelo and 2
thank you.
pandesal.
Thank you.
The
Thank
best breads in the Philippines.
Wow.
Not kidding. Ito
Okay.
the Chinese community, again, victims of extortion. I believe it's extortion. The Spanish government said, no money, create a special head tax of the Chinese community, raise money there to use that to buy Malacanang. There should be a marker in Malacanang Palace saying that it's in the history book. It's in the records.
Which I think ginagawa rin ng mga finance secretaries ngayon.
Ginagawa yan sa Europe during the medieval era when the king and the dukes lack money, corrupt, inefficient, they will say, look for the Jewish community. Get more money.
Grabe.
And that is happening now in the year 2025 whenever politicians, sorry to them, want to raise taxes na naman.
Ayun na.
They would do all kinds of weird
Crazy.
tax. Instead of lowering taxes, do you know what we should be doing in the country? We should lower the taxes, encourage more local and foreign investors to invest in the economy, create factories, create more jobs. And then if you have more factories, if you have more businesses thriving, you end up having more taxes.
Yeah.
You don't increase the tax rate. But in the country, unfortunately, because our politicians are mostly, not all, many of our politicians are lazy and corrupt. So they have no other solution, increase taxes.
Grabe. Oh, all right. So Wilson, I want to go dive
Yes.
a bit on the national budget, diba?
Yes.
According to the budget experts, 3 types of pork daw yan. Sana pork knuckles, pwede sana.
Oh,
no?
nga,
But it is
pork knuckles or
soft pork, hard pork, and shadow pork. And I think maganda yung point mo earlier, soft pork na instead of our PhilHealth rights,
yes.
ang sabi nila, kailangan mo pa daw mag-seek ng guarantee letters na pirmado ng mga politicians just to be able to claim your benefits. And I guess on the point of view of a politician, why do they want to do that? No, yung
That
para ba
is very.
sip ka, ganon?
They want to do that because they want to increase their popularity. Every time I give you a guarantee letter, you owe me a favor. You owe me your votes. You owe me your loyalty.
Okay.
So you will be mabango.
Okay.
You will be well known. You will be liked by people as if you're buying people's loyalty.
All right.
It's very feudal.
I wanna ask you this, Wilson. I know he's been a friend of yours as well, right? But
Oh,
Senator
yes.
Bongo, diba?
Yes, yes.
Well known for his malasakit centers, health malasakit centers.
I want to congratulate
Diba?
Senator Bongo. Even people who are not his supporters,
Yeah.
even people I know who are yellows or pink or even red in politics, many people I have heard personally admire his Malasakit Center. But I think because of politics, it's no longer called Malasakit. That's the problem with our country here in the Philippines. We have a sakit. We have a sickness. Every time there's a new president, they want to change all the programs, even the names.
Okay.
That is a good program.
Yeah.
I don't know the details, but I heard many good feedback.
His critics kasi say that yung
Yes.
malasakit center niyan isn't that the bare minimum, the right of, people. Pero parang kilala siya for that, right?
Yes.
Na siya daw ang nag-drive, right?
Yes.
What's your take on that, right?
I think personally, since we have a lousy public health system in the country today, that is a good temporary system, I think. I don't know the details about it,
Okay.
but my impression about Malasakit Center is like a dole-out center. It's like a medical dole-out center. Whenever you are in dire need, whether you are in terrible medical and financial situation, you can go to a place of last resort for
Okay.
salvation.
Okay.
I think that is good for the country where a lot of people are really poor and dying because of no basic medical care. But I think that is not the ideal situation.
Okay.
I believe the ideal situation, number one, is we have to enrich the entire population of the Philippines. We have to make all the majority of the people affluent middle class with medical insurance, whether government or private.
Yep.
Everybody should be covered somehow. Now, we don't have to beg. It's not a bad system because in a very horrible, real situation of the Philippines today, when you have so much poverty, when you have so much corruption, when you have so much cynical politicians, that is the last resort of people. That is,
Okay.
I heard good stories about it, but I don't like dole-outs personally. I want every citizen of the Philippines should be self-sufficient, should have the right
Ideally.
to
Yep.
do their own medical.
Yep.
PhilHealth should cover them. Private insurance medical services should cover. And one thing, can we not please lower the cost of medical care in the Philippines? I have heard and read many stories, horror stories, Halloween horror stories. People who are already recovering from sickness in the hospital, when they get a hospital bill, they will die of heart attack.
Grabe.
Horrible and very unfair.
Tapos di makaka-release yung pasyente.
And yes, and very tragic. We have some of the best medical professionals in the world. Why do I say that? You go to all the best hospitals in the US and Europe.
Yeah.
Everywhere you can see Filipina and Filipino nurses, even doctors serving as nurses.
Yeah.
So we should have a very good and hopefully affordable and democratic medical or public health system. Not only that, ang dream ko for the Philippines, not only less corruption in public health, still other things, but please do not steal medical. Makakarma sila. Those people who steal the money for sick people, they will be cursed. Their children, grandchildren will be cursed by God. I believe so. I'm not a Buddhist or Taoist, but I believe in karma. So I hope we will not only have a modern, affordable medical public health system, we should go and have dreams pa. Alam mo, dream ko, we should have medical tourism pa nga eh. It should not only be sufficient to cover everyone's health, we should become center for medical tourism. Medical tourism should be one of the attractions to make the Philippines a tourist
Well, that's interesting.
destination. Kasi we have all these great nurses
Talents,
everywhere.
yep.
Instead of Americans, Europeans benefiting
that's
from them, why not have great facilities here, affordable, and tourists come here to avail?
Yeah.
Not only medical tourism, even dental tourism. In the future, we can talk. Do you know how horrible dental situation of the Philippines? I will tell you, I forgot the numbers. Maybe out of 100 people in the Philippines, maybe, I believe, I forgot to research, maybe 50, 60 or more percent of people in the Philippines do not even avail of basic dental care services. Yung cleaning lang.
Prophylaxis, no?
And in the Philippines, every time you go to a dentist, to pull up the teeth na lang, bubunot-bunot, extract the teeth already. Because our healthcare system is a total mess. That's why I want to please congratulate one doctor, aside from Dr. Tony Dance, I want to congratulate Dr. Tony Liachon.
Yeah.
Dr. Tony Liachon is a cardiologist. By the way, my cousin, Dr. Di Bunyok, is the best cardiologist in the Philippines. Legendary. But I admire Dr. Tony Liachon. Very good.
Okay.
For being anti-corruption crusader and for being vocal for affordable public health in the Philippines.
So what's your take? One of the things that Senator Win was very proud of sa budget ngayon,
Yes.
no new budget for flood control. Kasi ang haba daw ng backlog natin sa 2025 dahil pinatigil lahat ni BBM, right?
Thank you to Senator
Is that a
Sherwin
good thing?
Gatchal.
Is that a good thing?
Thank you. If I were him, just because of that and he's opening the BICAM to live streaming, I will vote him for a candidate for vice president in the future.
Ang bilis ah. Okay.
One of them, one of them.
Okay.
And I think I want to congratulate him for saying that, for doing that. Susumbong ko sa iyo, I want to tell you, in Barangay Kamuning, DPWH did 2 flood control diggings all over the, here in Kamuning Bakery Cafe, Judge Jimenez Corner K first. They dug the streets, they closed off the streets, people cannot pass by.
Yeah.
They put all these big pipes. The first time, nothing happened. I was so angry. I even wrote the DPWH before. I don't know what happened. But now better, a little bit better. I remember 2 times in the last few years.
Okay.
I will check again in the next typhoon.
Okay. One of the things that I think Senator Win is very well known of is education, di ba? And in
you
fact,
mentioned.
in fact,
Can I raise something about that?
okay.
One disturbing corruption story that I'm very irritated and actually very angry about is the public school mess. There's a news that I read in Philippine Star this year. Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH, already allotted budget to build like 1,700 public schools or 1,200, almost 2,000. And do you know how many they built this year? It was October 2025 news. They built only, if I'm not mistaken, 22 or 23 only out of the budget already allocated, 1,000 plus. Can you imagine what is happening to our public school children in the barrios? Horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a violent person, but I would wish we had the China system of death penalty for corrupt, plunder, crooks.
Yeah.
That's why Cara David of GMA7, the journalist, who is also, thank you, by the way, customer of Kamuning Bakery Cafe, she mentioned this year in social media her birthday wish. Guess what is the birthday wish of Cara David?
Parang narinig ko yun Parang,
I think the name is Cara Constantino David,
yeah.
the niece of the environmentalist Red Constantino. Guess what did Cara Constantino David say?
Mahuli na, makulong na.
Not yet, not yet. Pakihanda naman isang pandesal pa dyan. Can I get one more pandesal? Yes.
So anong birthday wish daw niya?
You don't get one pandesal since you did not guess it.
Okay.
Birthday wish of Cara David is sana mamatay lahat ng corrupt. Hopefully, all the corrupt politicians in the Philippines
very,
will die.
Wow.
She said, and I was laughing, if that happens, we will have a Congress and Senate almost obliterated.
Yeah, which kind of worries me, Wilson, because one of the news in the 2026 budget daw, ang highest is for education.
That is good news.
Almost good news yun kung it actually is put to good use.
I
1
hope.
trillion has been allotted for it for 35,000 classrooms.
You're very correct in your
ilan na
worry.
naman yan?
You're very correct in your worry. Because in the past 30, 40 years, what do we have to show for all the money that we
Exactly.
spent? We have one of the lousiest educational standards in Asia. Yun. So I hope our politicians will not steal education funds,
Agree.
not steal public health funds. Others, they could steal.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Not too much. Not too much.
Okay. So now, Wilson, coming from
Yes.
that 2026 budget macro scope,
Yes.
right? I want to talk to the everyday listener,
Yes.
to the Kamuning Bakery customer, diba?
Yes.
Or to the everyday person there. Let's say, tapos na tong budget proceedings and whatever, right? What can you do, as a citizen?
We should complain.
Complain.
I'll tell you.
How do you keep them in check? Sabi mo nga, may budget, pero napupunta ba sa tamang lugar? What can you do?
Alam mo, I have a theory. We in the Philippines, the people are so nice. The people are so forgiving. The people are so forgetful. We have a nation of very kind-hearted to a fault. What do I mean hard-hearted to a fault? Look at South Korea. Look at China. If you have 2-3 years of bad economy, if you have 2-3 years of horrible corruption with bad economy, there will be blood in the streets.
Yeah.
People will be rebelling. We are not complaining. I'm not saying revolution. I'm against violence. I'm anti-violence, anti-war. I'm non-violent reformist.
Yeah.
But we have to keep complaining.
Yeah.
We cannot be fooled. We cannot be too content and too meek.
Yeah.
We are too long-suffering.
I actually like your example, Wilson, yung sa Kamuning na inis ka, right?
Yes.
You plan to like write a letter, right? To, I don't know, to QC or to whoever, right? Paano naman sa mga taong like, probably with lesser of a platform like you are, what can they do?
Now,
Report. Is-social media ba nila?
yes.
How do they voice out? How do they complain, right?
Social media is one way. Let us keep complaining via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Voice out your opinion so that hopefully our politicians mabibingi.
Yeah.
They will be disturbed with
Yep.
all the noise. And also, please use social media to capture ill-gotten wealth, stolen wealth, extravagant wealth, and then expose the extravagant, corrupt officials. Very easy. How much is the salary of a congressman every month? How much is the salary of a
Paano
senator?
na-afford yun?
How much is a salary of a cabinet secretary? How much is the salary of this person? And what is the watch he is and she is using?
Yeah.
What kind of luxury car he or she is using? 1 + 1 = 10,000. That's something weird. So every citizen now, unlike before, you have to be a columnist.
Yeah.
You have to be a TV newscaster. You have to be a lawyer with a venue. Now everybody could be a voice.
Okay. I want to end, Wilson, with,
Yes.
I've had friends who've
Yes.
been so sick of this news
Yes.
every day, diba? And nakaka-demoral kasi they do honest work, Wilson. They do
Yes.
honest work. They start businesses, they start franchises just
Yes.
to earn a living to survive in this economy.
Yes.
And yet, we have these kupals in
Yes.
the government na papasok
Yes.
lang, isang term, mas mayaman na siya in 10 generations, right?
Yes.
What can you say to these people? Valid ba yung nararamdaman nila, right? And yeah, how do we get over it?
We should never give up hope. We should never give in to despair. It's very okay and normal to be angry. Actually, anger is the start of hopefully reforms. We should not demand only change of people. We should not only take out who are corrupt and inept people. But the most important thing to me is always systemic reforms. If you don't change the system, even if you change all the officials, they will become the new monsters every generation. So never give up hope, because I believe Philippines is still a wonderful country. Unlike many people in the Philippines born in the Philippines, no other choice except the Philippines. Our ancestors were migrants, immigrants. We chose the Philippines. Actually, we have other choices dapat. But I believe this country is not only beautiful in terms of people, the heart of the people, the natural environment is wonderful. The tourist areas are fantastic. The weather is great, better than Thailand. So we should not allow bad people to dominate and destroy this country by our despair and giving in to cynicism. We should always be idealistic. We should always have high standards personally and socially.
Yeah. Bonus question, Wilson.
Yes.
Hypothetical lang. Vince
Yes.
Dizon just
Yes.
recently called out to the young people, the young
Yes.
graduates, no? Fresh graduates.
Yes.
Magbubukas ang DPWH for fresh graduates of accountancies, of engineers and whatnot para magbago ang
Yes.
mga tao sa department, right? If you were still this fresh graduate, Wilson, maybe 30 years back, 40 years back, right? Would you enter DPWH or hindi? And for whatever, table it down.
I would encourage people to enter, but if there are no systemic reforms,
Wag muna.
they will be eaten up.
But how would you know? How would you know?
The
Meron-
things I mentioned, the
Independent commission.
Independent Commission, the very fast investigation and jailing of people. Not how many months na everybody talking about, not a single real crook arrested. Only the lower people, only the contractors, only the engineers jailed, detained in the Senate. If there are no real systemic changes, I would encourage the young people to just go to the private sector, do what you're doing, earn your own money, and help the country progress along. Because not that I discourage them to enter the system, they might become the instant millionaires of DPWH in the future.
All right. Wilson, thank you so much. Part 1, Part 2 episodes of our corruption series.
Yes.
Hopefully, this episode, gives more clarity to our listeners and sana
And ask questions.
and ask questions.
I don't have all the answers,
Yeah.
but all of us, you and I,
Right.
keep on asking questions.
Kung sa neighborhood mo, sa village mo, may nakita kang unfinished project dyan,
Yes.
isumbong mo, right? Kung butas lang yan, right? Isumbong mo, right? So, thank you so much, Wilson
Thank
D.
you,
Flores, for
Lance.
joining us
Oh,
for this
you get
series.
3 two
Maraming
pandesal
salamat.
and
Maraming
1
salamat.
pandesuelo for your great
Maraming salamat, Kamay
guesses.
Bakery. Thank you so much.
Thank you.